Good day to all grade 12. We're doing question 2, which is the database section of your exam paper. This is 2018, November 2018 final paper, and it has the database is normal, 2 tables, and you're going to fill in SQL code for 2.1 and use these 2 components here for question 2. TBL employees and TBL payments is only for question 2.2. But in 2.1 you're doing SQL code. So here's the SQL questions, and you read all the preamble, and then you also have to study the database definition here. At the end of the paper they give you the relationship diagram. So we have one employee has many payments. Okay, one TBL employees, many TBL payments, and the table is called TBL payments and TBL employees. That's the name of the tables. So yes, we're going to use those names there in the SQL code, because that's how they exist in the database itself. The table called TBL employees has an employee number, which is the primary key, and it's a foreign key in TBL payments. And the employee also has surname, first name, ID number, whether they're permanent or not, and how many children they have. Everything is text except for employee number is an auto number, but you don't have to worry about that. It just means it's an integer on the right hand side here in TBL payments. The foreign key employee number is an integer. It's an auto number in the TBL employees table. So employees is only about an employee, everything about the employee, whether they're permanent or not, the children, how many children, and the payment, TBL payments, is everything about the payments. The payment number is also an auto number, which is an integer. Employee number, which is the foreign key to match the primary key in TBL employees table. So we're on the many side of the relationship here. TBL payments is on the many side, and the payment date is date, time, gross salary, and deductions. Gross salary is before deductions, and when you're working one day you will realize that net salary is after deductions. Anyway, besides that, let's go and have a look at our questions. There's 5 different queries, SQL 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what they want in question 2.1, display all details of employees in the TBL payment. So we're going to say select star from TBL employees, order by surname, alphabetically, so it'll be ascending order. So let's go and do that one. Select star from TBL employees, order by surname. See how many marks that is. 3. Right, next one, number of children of permanent employees. So we're going to select display the first surname, first name, and the children field for the number of children. From which table? TBL employees, where children is greater than 3. So I've just said the code to you. So there it is. Select, just got to get the spelling right. Surname, what's the spelling for first name? It's first name with a capital N. First name. They also want us to display children from TBL employees where children is greater than 3. Okay, so that's that one. Yep, done. 5 marks. Now 2.1.3, display the payment number and ID number of all employees who were paid on that date. So we know we're going to deal with 2 tables here. Why? Payment number and ID number, and payment number is in TBL payments. Can you see that? The other thing we want to have displayed is ID number of employees, which is in which table? It's in TBL employees. So we're going to deal with 2 tables, and we know how to deal with that. We just quote the join in the where statement. So let's see, where we were paid on, so we're going to worry about a date. We're going to worry about the field called date paid, and it's going to be that number, and we're going to quote it exactly as 2017/01/2017 17, and we're going to use hashes. So select, what do we have to display again? Payment number. How do we spell it? Like that. There it is there. Payment number. And then the other thing we have to display is ID number of the employee, which is here, and it's spelled like this. TBL employees, from TBL employees. So we say ID number from which table? Well, two tables. TBL. I'm going to put it on the new line so you can see it. From TBL employees, comma, TBL, two tables there. The other table is called TBL payments. Got to spell it correctly, otherwise it won't work. Now in the where statement, and use a space before where this one, the one table dot employee, what is this? What is the foreign key, primary key? Employee number. Here's the foreign key, primary key, join. We're quoting that join. Employee number equals TBL payments dot employee number, and then you've got to put, oops, better spell it correctly, got to be exact with the capital letters wherever they are, you've got to put them there. Okay, so can you see what I've done there? I've quoted the join. I'll just expand this so you can see right there. Okay, said where TBL employees dot employee number equals TBL payments dot employee number. That's quoting this join over here. But there's an and where the date paid is 2017/01/17. So payment date is the field that we have to use, called payment date. So we have to use the and payment date equals, and then we're going to put hashes 2017 slash dates always are separated with a hash. What is the format? 2017/01/17. 1/17, close the hash, close the inverted comma. And this is supposed to be a plus sign here, and we're going to run it and see if it works. Payment date must be equal to that. If I've made any mistakes, we can fix it. The other two are easy, so I don't have to run them. Gr12, where is it? It's right down below here. Oops, my resolution doesn't give me much. It's right down there, the button is there. Right, so that is the answer that I got. Let's go and see if it matches the answer on the paper. 131870081 and 149. Yep, perfectly correct. Right, now we're going to do the next one. 2.1.4. Let's go look at the question. Delete the record with the payment number 110 from TBL payments. That's easy. So we'll say delete from TBL payments where payment number equals 110. And payment number spelled like that. You can actually see it here on this question paper, how to spell payment number. I don't even have to go and look up the spelling because it's written there on the paper. Payment number. See? Right, so I'm going to put my code in. I'm going to say delete from TBL payments where payment and number equals 110. That's it. It's an integer, so you don't put 110. Payment number isn't an integer, is it? Is it? Payment number is an integer, yes. So you don't put quotes around it. And that's done. 3 marks, yep. So yeah, now it's the most difficult one of all. 2.1.5, total net salaries per month. The net salary is calculated by subtracting the deductions from the gross. Fine. Display the total amount that the restaurant has paid towards net salaries per month. So we have to display the month using the field month num, and display the total amount paid after we deducted, taking the gross salary minus deductions. So we're going to say gross salary minus deductions and call it a field month num. We also have, no, not month num, total amount paid. We also have to display the month using month num, but they want the totals for every month. So, and we also have to format the amount as current. So let's worry about what we have to display. We have to display the month num, display the month using the field and the month num. Now if we look at the data in the table, I'm going to run the program so you can see what the data looks like in the table. We're talking about the payments table here. TBL payments. We have payment dates. So I'm going to pull out the months from there, month of payment date, and we're going to say gross salary minus deductions as total amount paid. So only dealing with those three fields there, but we're going to get the total amount for every month. So we have to use a group by statement, because you're going to accumulate all the payments for, say, the month of April and the month of May and then the month of December, etc. So you have to use group by because you're going to sum up all of those. So we're going to calculate the sum of the total payments after we subtract deductions from gross salary. Interesting. Okay, I forgot to put an E there in my delete. Alright, so I'm going to say select month from the payment date. There's the payment date in TBL payments. Payment date, comma. The other thing we're going to display, so we've got that one, the month from the payment date, okay, but we have to display it as month num. So I'm going to say as month num. Okay, got that one. And then I'm going to do, our next thing is going to be comma. We're going to also display gross salary. How do we subtract the two? It's gross salary minus deductions. Right, so I'm just going to write here gross, gross salary minus deductions, and hope that I've spelt it correctly. Let's go and have a look at the spelling. Gross salary deductions, yep. But this has to be formatted to currency and also has to be the sum. Gross salary minus deductions, and we also have to format it to currency. And then how we do that with this little, not the same as a rich edit. You just have to memorize. There's no other way around this. See? This format function. So we're getting the sum of the gross salary minus deductions formatted as currency, and then this whole thing we're going to call as. Okay, now that's not right. We have to, because this is a whole string. Okay, let me get that out there. There's got to be double inverted comma. This currency is double inverted commas. You hit the shift key and you click the top inverted comma. There's two on the keyboard. As we're going to call this, after we've done all the calculation, total amount paid. Oops. Total amount paid. That as just shows what it's going to be displayed as in the query, resulting query. But we also have a from statement, and I forgot to put a plus sign here. Heck, I'm joining my strings on separate lines so you can see. It's the only reason why it's on two lines here, so that you can see. And then we've got to put another string over here where, so we have to worry about a lot of things in this question, and it's 8 marks. It's going to be a from statement, obviously, using the field name, display, calculate amount using the field name, format the amount as currency, and we're doing it per month, so we have to group by, and there's no condition. We're not worrying about anything, you know, we're only displaying certain months. No, we're displaying all the months, nothing's going to be left out, so we just say group by, but also have to say from before we go do group by. From TBL, sorry for shouting, TBL payments, and then we're going to say group by. What are we going to group by? We're grouping by month, payment date. You have to put that full wording in there. You can't say group by payment date. You have to say group by month, payment date. So every month of that payment, of each payment date, is going to be summed up in this sum aggregate function. And that is it. Let's see if it works. And if it doesn't work, then I'll have to eat my hat or something. Lucky I don't have a hat. Right, let's have a look. There it is. Let's say month num all the way up to 12. Let's see if it's correct according to the actual question paper. Output, yep, 100%. Yay. Don't you like it when something works? Right, now we're going to go to the next question. So that was a tricky one. Next question is question 2.2. Now where's my question 2.2? There. There it is. Now question 2 is also tricky because now we're using the TBL components, not the queries. Do not use SQL in question 2.2. Right code, here we go, 2.2.1. We're going to display the surname, first name and number of children of all temporary employees in the rich edit. So you've got to go and check out if the field named permanent is false. Can you see there's TBL employees? It's all the fields from TBL employees. There's no field from TBL payments here. We've always got to double check that. So we're not worrying about anything else. Now to use an ADO table component, we always go to the first row of the table and then we loop and so we and use the dot next to go to the end of the table and we study each row of the table. Remember that. The question again is to first name, surname, first name and children, where permanent equals false. So we're going to go TBL employees dot first. Now why am I using TBL employees? Well, because they told us that the ADO table component for this question 2.2, that was right at the top of here, yeah, that these are ADO table components, TBL employees and TBL payments. Remember, you remember that I did make note of that. So we're using TBL employees and TBL payments again, but it's not now. It's going to be used as the ADO table component. TBL employees dot first, while not TBL employees dot end of file do. You must memorize this code for databases, guys. Similar to text files, but not quite the same, because we always have to go to TBL employees dot next. If you don't do dot next, that loop is never ever going to end. Now we're going to do this question. If TBL employees, square brackets, permanent, in inverted commas, a field name, if that equals false, in other words, they're not permanent, then we're going to display in the rich edit already question 2 dot lines dot add. They said the surname and the first name and the children using tab stops. So #9s in other words, and it was first surname, first name and children. Sorry about that. Surname plus #9 plus TBL employees. I'm just going to copy and paste this so that it's easier to #9 plus oops, okay, Control V. Surname, first name and children. There we go. There's the fields that we are displaying. And then a semicolon after that lot. And yeah. And I've got brackets around these things which is not supposed to be there. That's not supposed to be there. There we go. Finished in claw. Benito. Right, next question. 2.2.2. Write code to add a record to the employees table. So it's just dot insert. It's basic. And it's just a lot of typing that you have to do, but you have to worry about your data types here. So it's first name, surname, ID number, permanent, and children. First name, surname, ID number, permanent, children. Let's go and do that. So this is easy. TBL employees dot insert. If you're going to put a whole record in, you do dot insert, and then you're going to quote all of these things. And I'm going to use this because seriously, guys, we haven't got time. Ain't nobody got time for this. Right. Let's go and put that in. We have to use shortcuts so we don't. Employee first name, surname, first name, children. Doesn't matter what order you put it in. Permanent. What other things are there to add? Surname, first name, ID number. Oh my word. ID number. Right, so all you do is set and we're going to do dot post at the end of that. Now, whether you get all of these things in here correctly, in the order that they're supposed, no, not the order, it doesn't matter which order you do it. They're giving you the field names that you're going to use, and they've given you the data that you must put in for each of those field names. Pity we can't copy and paste them, but right, Swelini is the surname. So you put that in single inverted commas. And then the first name is Lungile. So you put that in Lungile. Then the next one is 3 children. Now because children is an integer, you just type the number 3. And then permanent. True, you say true, and you don't use any inverted commas over there. We're going to check it out just now, okay? And then ID number, I might be wrong, is this number here, 7601050179081081. Oh my word, now I've got to remember that when I type it. In inverted commas because the string, 7601 050179050179081 50179081 close inverted commas and dot post. Now I'm going to run this and see if it works because I want to test this. True, yeah, for Boolean data type. Hey. Okay, so that is 2.2.2. Click the button. Now we're going to have a look there. Okay, it was already added, so now it's added again because obviously I've done this program before. I can't remember when though. Maybe I did, and then maybe I clicked twice there. So now I'm clicking it 3 times. So obviously true works, everything works. So that is 100% correct. No mistakes there. Now we're going to go to 2.2.3. Okay, deductions. Oh, this looks tricky, doesn't it? Look at all this. Actually, no, it's not so tricky. Deductions amount for a specific payment was captured incorrectly. Okay. It's only 4 marks. It's easy. User will select a record from the DB grid and write code to update the deductions field for the record that has been selected by increasing that amount by 1% of the gross salary. So we're going to add 1% of the gross salary to deductions. And we're not going to worry about which number is selected because when the person selects on a record, when you run the program and you select on a record, yeah, we run the program and we click on a record, like anyone, okay, you just click there. That is the active row in the table and you don't have to worry. All you have to do is go and read that payment number up and put it into a variable, an integer. We're going to get that payment number that was selected and put it in an integer variable. Okay, so we're sitting in this code here and we're going to click the button there. Right, 2.2.3. So we're going to go and store that payment number into a variable integer. Why? Because it is an integer. It's the primary key. It's actually an auto number field, which is integer. So if it was 112 or 111, then we're going to go and add things. So we're going to say rnum equals, we do this, TBL payments, square brackets, payment number. Because remember what I said, when they run the program, what they're going to do, they're going to click on a number over here, any one of these, and then you click the button for 2.2.3, and then you're going to store that number into an integer, like we're doing there. Payment number, the one that is selected. Now we're going to go through the table called TBL payments. TBL payments dot first, and for that particular payment number we are going to increase the deductions. The deductions is going to be increased to an amount of 1% of the gross salary. If it makes any sense. And we'll try it out with 112 and see if it works, but I'll probably run this program before. Okay, it's capturing correctly. Yep. So we're talking about the TBL payments. So we're going through the TBL payments dot first, and while not TBL payments dot end of file do, we'll do begin and end. If the payments number, payments, TBL payments, square brackets, payment number. Okay, we're going to go back to and look at that field. If that payment number is equal to rnum, then we're going to put our database in edit mode. TBL payments dot edit, and then we're going to say TBL payments, square brackets, deductions. Remember, it's going to be increased by the 1% of the gross salary, so we're going to go and modify it. We're going to say the new TBL deductions will be equal to the old TBL payments deductions field, and add to that one 1 divided by 100 times TBL payments, square brackets, gross salary, inverted commas. Yep, that's quite a mouthful, isn't it? Let's go and check it out again. I'm going to put it on new line so you can see. It's equal to that plus that, if that makes any sense. The new TBL payments deductions equals the old TBL payments deductions plus 1% of the gross salary. And then you've got to go TBL payments dot post. But there's something missing here. What is it? And I know you're going to say TBL payments dot next. You can't go carry on if you don't have a dot next here, because remember we're going through the while loop one line at a time. So that's basically what your second section of your database question is all about. And I will end this there because we are finished this question 2.